Hi folks, it's Mark up here again on the Bruce Peninsula, Ontario, Canada. And it's third day of my vacation up here, and I just couldn't stay away from the property. So it's Tuesday morning, around 7:30, up here at the family for a week, and we've done some kayaking and some mountain biking at the cottage that we're renting. And I said to my wife last night, I'm gonna get up early and come over to the property and drop a few trees, and then they're gonna come over later, and we're gonna head out from here and do some hiking. So I just wanted to make a short video. When I left this morning, I didn't think about doing a video. I didn't think about bringing any special tripods or selfie sticks or anything like that. But I got set up here and I grabbed the camera, so I thought maybe someone would be interested in kind of what I bring, just for dropping, smaller trees and brushing stuff out just up to the property here. It's not a lot of gear that I got here. Let's see if I can get this without flipping this around. So just two saws, Stihl, the 261. That's probably my favorite firewood saw, and taking down small trees nice and light. I got an 18-inch bar on that. It's good for everything I need today. And then the trusty 200T, that's the top handle saw. I don't do much climbing anymore, but it's still a great saw for limbing out and working on the ground. Nice and light. You can one-hand it when you need to. Of course, got my helmet, just a set of gloves. I've got a throw line in there in a little cube bag. What else? That's about 150 feet of bull rope, 5/8 bull rope. I think it's 8,000 pound rated for. Just a rope bag there and a couple of carabiners for rigging. So that's basically what I throw in the back of the truck if I want to come over here and drop some trees. What I've already done this morning is I've got a yellow birch over there that I've got a red or orange paint dot on. I want to take that one out. It's going to be close to the driveway, and the crown is dead on that one, or just about dead. So I've already used my throw line to put a rope up into that tree, and then I've just got that directed back over this direction to a maple over here. And on that maple, I've just got a tree sling. That's from my winch kit. And then just a come along steel cable, another carabiner, and then to a shorter length of that same 5/8 rigging or bull rope. And that's going up into the tree now. And I've pre-tensioned that. So, I mean, did it take 10 minutes to do that? Yeah, it did. But, could the tree fall anywhere it wanted and not be a problem? Yeah, probably. I do have a little storage shed outhouse over behind the tree. I don't want to crush that. And it would be better for brushing out the top if it landed near my pile where I was chipping the other day on Saturday. Time, 10 minutes, time well spent. I moved my truck. Anything could happen. I've had trees that I figure I know exactly where they're going, so I don't take the time to put a rope on them. And then, they surprise me to the left or to the right by a few degrees. In the forest here, that's usually not a big deal unless you're trying to keep something from getting seriously hung up. But it's more about convenience for me once the tree is on the ground, just being closer to the brush pile. So, yeah, a little bit of time. I always think a little bit of time pays off. I say to a couple guys, as far as tools go, I'd rather have the tools here and not need them than need them and not have them. So I kind of try to think ahead. I've kind of got it down to the same tools that I bring every time when I'm doing this type of work. I'm wearing chaps. I got some Husqvarna chainsaw chaps on, as always, safety glasses. I always take a bit of time to put on the safety equipment. I'm up here by myself today, or for the next half day anyway, on the property, and I don't want my holiday ruined by something as simple as sawdust in the eye, or definitely something more serious as a laceration to the leg. Anyhow, don't have a tripod, so I can't set up any cutting videos, but what I'll do is I'll get this tree on the ground and then edit in a quick clip at the end, let you know how it went. Okay, thanks for watching. Okay folks, so part 2 of that video, I guess. So my yellow birch is on the ground. I had it rigged to that maple tree over there, just beyond the pile of chips. And I was doing a straight pull towards that maple. I knew it had a pretty good side lean on it. And so it compensated my notch for that. And pretty much knew that it was going to go to the left, which is fine, because that's exactly where my brush pile is going to be for the top of this tree. So that all worked out just fine. Probably was better than flopping it right on top of the chip pile anyway and having to work around that. So I knew it was going somewhere over there. But putting that pull line on it and putting some pre-tension on it just, gets it in the right area. So yeah, I kind of got it top brushed out. The base looks good, the stump. I mean, good healthy wood there. But as I go up, well, you can see my little chalk marks. I guess I'm still a firewooder at heart, and probably I don't need this stuff up here for a while, so I'll be taking it back home with me at some point. I don't know, I go back and forth. If it's a really nice straight log, I try to mark it out and I cut everything to 14 inches, just because I have a split fire splitter, and that if you're not familiar with those, the wedge is in the middle of the beam and it travels back and forth. So if I cut them at 14, I can split it in one direction and then put it on the other side of the wedge and split it going back on the other direction. So it kind of doubles your productivity. So some nice pieces, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 nice pieces, and then I get into the reason that this tree was declining at the top. And Mr. Woody Woodpecker's been in there pretty recently too. So we've got downy woodpeckers, pileated woodpeckers, all different sorts. One thing I know about woodpeckers is they don't waste their time on trees that don't have bugs in them. So I would suspect that as I'm cutting this, I'll find carpenter ants. That's usually what they're going after. So that's the reason the top was really starting to decline and die off. And this is right beside my driveway. So, no doubt about it, it was the right decision. I don't know if any of you guys experience this, but if you're doing a tree job or you're cutting trees for a neighbor and they've already decided what they want down, it's not your decision, it's easy. When it's your own property, I don't agonize over it, but I do think about the trees that I'm taking down and the reason that I'm taking it down. I look around and see what is going to be the next tree or type of tree that's going to be filling in once that's out of there. What type of impact it's going to make to the canopy. If I clear kind of an area and create a bit of space, then I can start to think about, if I want to plant a different species of tree in there, something native to the property, but maybe I don't have as much of, or something that's kind of being threatened, like my beech trees. So yeah, always a decision that I put a bit of weight into. Something like this, there was no question that tree had to come down, just based on the decay. Yeah, as we're marching backwards, I guess, into the bush here to create the clearing for the house, I got a pretty interesting specimen of a beech tree there. And whether it was because of the wind or just searching for sunlight, it's got quite an interesting bend to it. But again, that's a healthy, probably 10-15-year-old beech tree that's right in the way of my homestead progress. So that's going to have to come down at some point, and very reluctantly. So what I'm going to do is leave that tree until the fall and see if it creates any beech nuts. And if it does, I'm going to collect them up, and hopefully that is one of the trees, because it's not really in a stand, it's on its own. Hopefully that's one of the trees that might be immune to the beech bark disease. So I'll collect those nuts up and move them, transplant them into a different area and see what happens. So no rush to take down that beech tree for sure. Same with my maple. Got a pretty tall maple here. I've been using that for pulling other trees. There's lots of other stuff that can go around that I'll take out first before I take down that maple. I mean, even just for shade in the hottest part of the day, it's handy. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, another good one on the ground. Sorry I didn't bring along a tripod or film that, but it was pretty straightforward. You know, put my notch in, compensated for the side lean, and then just did a simple back cut. Okay, we'll try to film a little bit later. Oh, the tire I brought up, and initially I was using that tire when trees were getting hung up, and there's lots of videos of it online, and you wrap a choker around the base of the tree that's hung up, and then you use a come along and you pull it back, and it kind of rides up. It has no choice but to ride up onto that tire, and then it'll move back, and you know, you'll get 2 or 3 feet out of it at a time, and then eventually the hope is that the tops will come loose and the tree will fall to the ground. So since I got my winch, my porta winch, I haven't been using the tire so much, but I might leave it up here just in case I get in a jam. You know, surprisingly, there was so much garbage and freezers and couches and tires and truck hoods and everything on this property when we bought it. We took it all out of here, and then I end up bringing an old trailer tire up from the south to get some work done. But yeah, that's okay. If it becomes handy and it's a tool, then you know, I'll be thankful that I brought it. Anyhow, I'll sign off and have a good day.